Now today I have something here special. This thing is very special. It's not your ordinary run-of-the-mill graphics card. This is the ASUS Republic of Gamers ROG Poseidon Platinum gaming graphics card. And this thing is the size of Poseidon too. It is an enormous beast. So this is pretty much the top of the line graphics card you're going to get. Costs more than the Strix, about $1,550 Australian, and I had a guess, I'd say it'd be $800-900 US, and probably about the same in pounds as well. So it's not cheap. It's actually more expensive than the Strix, but it is sold out everywhere. Like, obviously it's very popular. And with good reason, because this thing here is a hybrid, okay? It does air cooling and water cooling. This is for someone that maybe in the future might want to water cool, but doesn't want to do it at the moment. Or for someone that doesn't want to mess around pulling off heat sinks and stuff and putting water cooling blocks on their graphics card and killing their expensive card. And it works equally well with both, actually. You'll see later. When you unbox it, the first thing you notice is when you grab this thing, it is heavy. It is like a block of lead. Like, seriously, that is one serious heatsink in there. It has all the things you would expect from an ROG card. We're talking the painted Windblade IP5X certified fans, uses the industry only Auto Extreme manufacturing process, so this PCB is completely done by robots. So you're going to get a reliable graphics card there. This one also has the next gen DirectCU H2O cooling, air or liquid here. So the choice is yours. Just looking at this beast, you can see how big and chunky it is. You really know it's expensive when you pick it up. You can feel it. On the front, you have a plastic shroud and you have two fans. It looks sort of similar to the Strix at the front, except it has those premium accents. At the bottom, it says Poseidon. On the top right-hand side, it has the ROG logo. It has two fans instead of three fans like the Strix has. On the top, you have that premium accent there too that says Poseidon GeForce GTX. You have the water block holes up there. I'll talk about that later. And you have this ROG Infinity sort of mirror window here. It looks sort of like the Infinity case from InWin, I think it is. It just really does look cool. So on the top, you have those 1/4 inch water block holes, so you can connect a wide range of water coolers there, custom lubes, all-in-ones, whatever. It is super thick there. And it also has alloy pipes there where the water goes through as well. Now on the I/O front, you have two HDMI 2.0s, you have two display ports, and you have a DVI. So you do still get the DVI port there. So it's VR ready, of course. On the front end, you have where the RGB and fan is connected for the actual heatsink itself. You have another RGB header and two fan headers. So this is great because you can connect all your motherboard fans to this and you can go off the GPU temperature. So that means your fans don't have to come on until your GPU reaches a certain temperature. Fantastic idea. On the back, you have sort of a matte black backing plate and you have the ROG logo, which is also RGB. Also, sort of hidden near the top RGB sort of light there, you have two 8-pin headers there. So it's a quality piece of kit here. You can tell where the money has gone. Straight away you pick it up, you know where the money has gone. Now in terms of performance, well, all 1080 Ti's perform the same. But the good thing about this is your performance is never going to be limited. Even if you have this on air or water, you're going to be able to get the maximum amount of performance out of the GPU chip you get. And it all comes down to silicon lottery at the end, how fast it will overclock. Now this one doesn't run at stock speeds. Obviously has the same 1080 Ti specs with the 11GB 356-bit memory architecture, but this one's GPU boost clock 1708 and its base clock is 1594. Its memory clock is 11010. So it does have an overclock out of the box there. You can get a little bit more out of it. I found around 50-60 megahertz you could get out of it. Its boost clock would boost into the 2000, so like 2073. So it's pretty much within a bee's diaphragm of every other 1080 Ti out there that I've reviewed, and all Titan for that matter. So you know this is going to get the maximum performance you can out of your GTX 1080 and the memory there, because it does keep things cool. Even on air, it actually says on the box it's 5 degrees cooler than the reference card. It says it runs at 78 degrees. This one ran at 74 degrees for me, so 4 degrees lower than what they actually claim. That's on air. When it comes to water cooling, they say it's 30 degrees cooler than a reference card, and that is true. So I don't have a water cooling system, but I went to Dodgy Dave's house. We ghetto rigged it because he's making a Ryzen water cooled build, basically out of spare parts he has, and it was hooked up to like a big radiator, one of the biggest EK have, and it was using one of the biggest pumps. So we were getting about 47 degrees underwater, just touched over 50 once. So it's actually cooler than what they claim with water as well. But got to remember, you do need a good water cooling system. That's a custom loop. Maybe if you have an all-in-one that can be expanded and you plug into this, it's not going to get those sort of temperatures under 50. But they claim 53 degrees, and I have no reason to believe that, considering I could get under 50. So let's have a look at my GTA 5 gameplay here. You can look at the temperatures. I just leave it running stock because basically it's already overclocked and I'm only going to get a little bit more from an overclock. So I just basically left it how it is out of the box, and I'm running it on air. Just keep an eye on the temperatures and the frame rate. You'll see that they're very consistent. Doesn't really get over 74. Every now and then it does. Then after GTA 5, I will have some Players Unknown Battleground footage, so you can check that out. But just remember that that game is in beta, so the frame rates go up and down. That's just how the game is. But you can get a general idea on how it performs in that game, and that's 4K high settings. And pretty much that's how I test everything, 4K high settings all the time. So if you're in the market for a beast of a GPU and you think you might want to do water cooling in the future, or you just don't want to mess around with putting water cooling block on your GPU, this is the one. It's a hybrid, gives you the option later down the track, or it gives you an easy option into water cooling. I'll also note that when it was water cooled, the fans never come on because it never got hot enough. So this is the one for you, and you know ROG ASUS. I mean, they're the #1 gaming brand, so you know where the expense is gone, and I think it is value when you consider how much water blocks cost and how much time and effort you have to put into messing around putting on water blocks, and then you void warranties sometimes. It's just a mess. This is the way to go if you just want easy water cooling or you want to do it in the future. So thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and until next time, guys, tally ho.